Okay, so I typically don't ever come in here and record, but since it is fairly empty today, I figured it would be the perfect time to come in here and just begin recording. I literally feel like I'm in here hiding, but I'm obviously not. It's just a lot easier to be able to step away from everything and everyone. One of the biggest things I get asked a lot is how did I do it? How did I begin? How do I continue to stay motivated? And what are my plans to moving forward? And I can't stress it enough. I feel like the key to everything has been to just show up. And when I mean show up, I mean show up for yourself. Show up for you and give yourself the love and the grace that you deserve. It might sound so cliche, but if you begin showing up for yourself and giving and putting work in yourself, it changes everything moving forward. And as far as being transparent with everything, let me be honest, yeah, it's easy to say show up, just show up. You don't think I am tired sometimes? You don't think that sometimes I would prefer to be out drinking or out shopping, out living my best life? I mean, of course, but I also know that in order to live, look, and just feel great about myself, I have to put in work. So I know that right now I'm putting in a lot of work, and whenever I do choose a day of going out, I make the best of it. And the point of me oversharing these personal details is just so you guys can have an idea of how it truly is. It's not just you guys get on social media and see me or any sports person or any fitness girl on there, and it's not just about, oh, they look pretty, or their life is like this and like that. That's just the lifestyle we have chosen. We all wake up and we all have a decision to make. We all wake up and we all have to consider our options and know what path we want to take. Kind of like in high school, and I know this is a terrible example, but you always have the option. High school would say is around the time that you get presented into drugs and stuff, you have two options. Yes and a no. So it's on you. Which path are you going to choose to take? Obviously, some things are a little bit easier to fall into, and by that I mean if your best friends, if your group of friends are into fitness, of course it's going to be a lot easier for you to be yeah, I'm in, I'm going to go work out. Rather than when you're by yourself, it's not going to be as easy because you're on your own, making your own decisions and finding your own way to the gym and figuring out what routines and stuff you're going to be doing. Very pumped right now. I think my pre-workout is hitting, and I know I shouldn't rely so much on my pre-workout, but it is very, very, very good. It's so nice and so cool in here. I feel like I could honestly have my full workout in here. I'm surprised this room and the others are not packed. Blows my mind. I love, and I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but I love sit down chit chat videos. They're just, I feel like they're just such a vibe, and I love listening and watching people's videos that are also the same like that, because it's like I'm in it to try to learn something, and I'm in it to listen. Like I want to be able to clean or do whatever I'm doing without having to stare at the screen, because that's where all the information is at. So personally, I love talking a lot. And somebody I asked for constructive criticism, and one of the biggest ones was that I talk a lot, but this only comes from men. Now I'm sure there's plenty of females that are like, she talks a lot. That's fine, but that's just what I'm gonna offer in my videos. And I do want to touch a few like topics with you guys that I feel like are very, very important, that I want to start going more in detail as my videos continue. And if you hear popping noises in the background, they're not gunshots, they're fireworks, because it's the 4th of July. Okay, so what I was trying to get into at the gym, and I was trying to explain to you guys that I frequently get asked a few questions, like people that know me, that are, I guess, start to feel comfortable, or that are comfortable asking me, like, how did you start, why did you start, and how do you continue to stay motivated, and what other goals do you have? So I kind of wanted to get on here and just speak on those things, because at least while they're fresh on my mind. And I don't think anything is easy. I feel like a lot of us in the fitness world tend to get comfortable and tend to just like, this is us, like, so this is our life, this is our lifestyle. But I won't say that it's always easy. It's just that we clearly always choose what we want to share. But it's like, we face a lot of things. Like, we have to make the hard choice, and clearly if fitness is a thing for us, we always try to go for what's going to be best, because we don't want to pay the consequences at the gym later on. And if it's worth it, then shoot, we make that call. But needless to say, just because we're in this fitness journey, or that we are so that we feel so strong about our fitness journey, it doesn't mean that we don't crave certain things, and it doesn't mean that the journey has been easy or it's easy every day. No, not at all. Like, let me just clarify that. Let me make sure that you guys know, if it was for me, I would always want to eat just what I personally choose to eat. Like, and not just that, like, oh my gosh, like, it's like, I hate the bloating. I hate the constipation. There's so many reasons that why I prefer to try to eat healthy. Like, that I personally choose to eat healthy. Like, don't just think it's because it's a fitness or stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh. I'm also lactose intolerant, so when I was eating a full like a vegan, like, it helped my situation 100%. And right now I'm so indecisive, and that's just me, and I'm totally okay with it. I was trying to do keto. I'm currently still doing keto. I feel like I'm wrapping up week 1 of keto. Yay to me. But I'm also like overeating meat like that, in chicken or whatever. I prefer to eat my meals without any kind of meat. But let me get back on track. And I know I share this as so much on my Instagram, or at least I feel like I do, but the reason why I choose to work out a lot, it's because I'm a mom of a lot of kids. So many times we get judged heavy because it's like, you chose to have so many kids, look how you are living now, look at your lifestyle, look at your body, like, should have never had all those kids. Heavy on that part. But let me tell you, thank God my kids are like full-on blessings. They're great kids. Like, if I'm like, hey, mommy wants to vlog, give mommy 5-10 minutes, give me 30 minutes, my kids are like, sure, like, no problem, mom, go do what makes you happy. My kids are like my best friends. With that being said, I never want to come across like my kids are an obstacle or a problem in my life. They're not. If I choose, and I know this is so controversial, and I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, because I had this whole situation on TikTok and I don't want to get involved in that, but I don't personally want to make my kids my excuse. Now, is it harder? Yes. Is it like temptation more out there? Of course. My kids have snacks freaking pack cramped like in the pantry, so obviously I'm gonna see snacks. They walk around eating snacks all the time, so of course I'm seeing cookies, chips, everything, and of course I crave it. I'm a human being, but I always tell myself no, so they can have more, man. But yeah, I don't ever want to be like let myself go just because I have children. Yes, I have had 5 pregnancies. If you guys want to get in detail, I don't feel bad. I literally have chosen to have every single one of my kids. So I'll leave that clear in the air, and use this as your motivation. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh well, that's true, I can't remember the last time I tried to eat a healthy meal, or I can't remember the last time I worked on myself or my appearance or whatever, you could use it like a reminder. Like this is your reminder to go and do some self-care. Do you wear something that makes you feel pretty? And again, don't take this the wrong way. If you have bad vibes and bad energy and you're watching this video and the whole time you're like, nah, she's trying to say this and that. No, I'm not. Don't take it down that path. Comments and thoughts like that, it's what's wrong with this world. Please, I'm trying to encourage you here to work on you. Try to dress well. I'm not saying go shop, go spend all this unnecessary money. No, I'm saying take care of your soul, take care of your well-being, because if you feel good, you're gonna portray that love and care back out. You feel me? And I think like my reasonings and how I did it is very easy, so just follow me here. For starters, I literally just took it one thing at a time. I didn't go like hidden with all the information, like 100 changes. I didn't just wake up a whole new woman. It's like one thing at a time. First off, I showed up to the gym, the physical gym. And before anyone's like, I can just work out at home. Can you? Will you? For how long? How often? I strongly believe that if you're in the environment of people working out, you're going to put in the work, and you're gonna probably put in a little extra work because you're in the, you know, you go to the club, you see people dancing, you're more than likely gonna dance. You go to a bar and you're with people that are drunk, you're more than likely to drink. Like they say, you're associated with what you surround yourself with. And that is not a negative thing. In this situation, it just helped me out like greatly, because if I was home, I did light workouts. I personally was just like, okay, I have weight here, I have like 5 pounds, 10 pounds, let me do this. But I wasn't improving on my like strength. I was more just like maintaining. Let me be honest, I wasn't working out for like an hour. So I hope nobody gets upset over that, but I'm just saying, I'm just only sharing what worked for me, how I did it. That's how I did it. I'm not a licensed professional. I am not in no way, shape, or way telling you to go and do these things, because I know it can get expensive. I know, like when I first started working out after my, well, before my first child and after my first child, I was going to a gym that was only charging me like $10. The daycare was free, but I made it work. Like $10, that just meant work like one more extra hour, or don't spend it on something unnecessary. And I felt like it was great because my kids would have a good time at the gym. They would have little friends they would play with, So honestly, like, you don't have to go to the most expensive gym in your city or around you. You can just find something that works for you. There's many options. Like, when I couldn't, like I said, I went to a $10 gym and I made it work for me. My kids were able to even go with me because it was a free daycare. So it's like I had literally no reason on earth not to go, besides myself making excuses up. It took me physically to get into the gym. If I would have never showed up, I would have never been putting an hour, 2 hours in the gym. And I think that was like honestly the key to everything, because I felt like once I got into that habit and it was normalized in my life, I was able to take on another task, if that makes sense. Whenever I began to feel like it was just part of my daily routine, whenever it was just normal for me to go to the gym without any pressure or without even thinking about it, to be honest, I took it a whole step further. I began with my water because I know I had like huge issues drinking water. Like, I just could not for the life of me drink water. So now I'm going to the gym, I'm drinking water, I'm tracking my water, I'm writing it down so I don't forget and I don't give myself excuses. And I know this one is not talked about a lot, and again, I am not a doctor, I'm not telling you to go do these things, I'm saying what I did. I did a detox. I did like a full body detox. In my culture, it is very like encouraged for you to do a detox after your body heals, after that cuarentena they call it. So I did a full body detox, which I felt was like giving me like a clean slate to start eating clean and stuff like that. So I didn't just automatically begin eating clean. Again, it was one step at a time. I was just going to the gym, doing a little bit of cardio here and there, doing a little bit of weights that I obviously didn't know too much about, so I kept it very simple. I did my detox, and that's like, again, that was my basis, that was my good platform for me to keep going on to the next thing. That's when I began to eat healthy, or at least I began meal prepping, looking more into healthier recipes online. And Pinterest and YouTube, TikTok, they're notorious for having those things. So honestly, there's no real good excuse for me not to be doing something like that. Me eating healthier, I looked at labels, I made sure I was doing like sugar-free things and just like small little habits that I was changing together. And I would say the last thing I did in my journey was to get with a trainer. I got with the trainer. Well, I had two different ones. I got one to actually help me improve my gym skills and my posture, because I know that some wasn't right, and I know I would pull muscles here and there, and I knew I had to do something different, and it was on me to try to figure it out. And my second trainer, he was more about motivation and helping me clean up my diet, because I felt like I needed that extra push. So I didn't have them at the same time. No, 1 month I did have them for the same time, but for the most part I had them separate times, so it wouldn't be as expensive or as heavy on me. And again, I know that a lot of my information, a lot of my diets I was getting and I was learning so much, but it was based off of like YouTube and TikTok university here. So I just wanted to improve all aspects that I was working so hard on, and I didn't want to just be stuck in what I thought was right. I wanted to get clarity on what was actually right and what I was potentially doing wrong. And I know it might sound like I'm just sitting here and I'm just telling you like, oh, I just did X, Y, and Z and I accomplished it. But let me be real, it wasn't as easy as it sounds. I fell off several times. And not just that, there was days that I cried. Before things became a routine, they were difficult. They weren't easy. They were, you know, I'm craving something, or my kids are eating candy and chocolate and chips, and I'm like, oh, yo quiero, I want some, like, and it would be hard on me. So I understand the feeling. I know how difficult it is. But again, I had a decision to make, and I am really glad that I went with my decision to keep working hard and pushing through those obstacles. And then just like after that, I felt like I just went ahead and found things that motivated me to keep me going, so I wouldn't fall off. I would buy gym clothes, I would go to Target, or even just Alphalete online. And another big one that I did was just follow like gym motivation accounts, like on TikTok, on YouTube. Like if I knew I was watching, like if I went down the rabbit hole of like super depressing like TikTok videos, I would not give it the time of day. as much as a little sad music drew me in, I'm like, I gotta stop doing that, because then I'm feeling like that and I don't want to do that. I want to feel good. I want to feel motivated. So I found accounts that filled me with love and motivation, and I just tried new supplements. I felt like it really kept me going whenever I would buy a new supplement, like a new pre-workout, or even like the BCAAs, the ones that you take after you work out. Yeah, just because I knew I was spending money, and then two, I'm like, they were good. So I just liked learning about a new product. I liked tasting a new one. So all those things together just helped me. If you're feeling lost, if you're feeling like you want to do something, that's like your body, that's your inner self. Listen to the little voice in your mind, and just that's calling you in to do, you know, starting your fitness journey. For you don't have to look like a bodybuilder. I don't look like a bodybuilder, and I'm grateful for that. That's not my goal. My goal is just to feel good in my clothes, to feel thinner than I was, and to not feel like bloated and gross. Like, because I was feeling like that. I was feeling just literally bloated all the time. So yeah, I believe like it wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it, and I have loved my fitness journey. I'm grateful I was able to lose 50 pounds, because I hear that like when I was finding my title for my video, and I'm like, there's no way, oh my gosh, yes, I was really, oh my gosh. And the fact that I was just going about life and like complaining here and there, but I wasn't doing anything about it, I'm like, less talking, more doing, you know, like Pedro que larda no muerde. So I was like, I stopped talking altogether, and I'm like, plan to action. Let me make this one of my goals. Let me put this in my dream board. Let me like talk to myself about it and get going. Like, again, like we have so much at our feet, like we have access to so many things, but like it's just on us to take that step forward. So that's why I try to be huge on motivating others for that reason. Again, it has not been easy, and I cannot stress that enough. It is okay to fall off several times. It's okay to like eat what you were not supposed to sometimes, but as long as you make it a habit of going back, of it not being a routine that you always fall off, but it's every day, it says, what are you doing? So yeah, that finishes my little talk. Hopefully it makes sense. I know it's very short, straight to the point, but I didn't want to like sugarcoat it. If you guys want more in detail, do let me know, and I can always like let you know step by step literally what I did and share with you guys. I will see you guys on my next video.